quiz should not take you more than 5 minutes. So I'm dropping the link to the quiz. As you're going through the quiz, please read the information that you're getting from the quiz. The quiz is just to get you to reflect and be honest with yourself in the quiz, because you are not being scored. You are just reflecting on areas that you know that maybe you do struggle with and areas that you're very good at. So I just want us to start with the quiz today. So there will be a lot of time to engage and ask questions in some of the things. So as you're going through the quiz, some of the questions, you may want to bring them up and discuss them, especially with the answer that you're getting, and we can discuss them. So what I will ask you to do is, as you're finishing the quiz, please just maybe do thumbs up on the chat so that we can see people that are finishing the quiz. And then when I've seen that half of you, I'm hoping that by 20 it's 2 minutes past, and I'm going to give 5 minutes. So I'm hoping that at the end of 5 minutes, everyone should have done the quiz. Is the universal quiz is looking at the things, how we do things normally. Please read the responses. When you get it wrong, look at it and see what you learn. And even if you're picking answers because you know that is the right answer, ask yourself, bring it to your own consciousness that that's what I'm supposed to do, but I really don't do that. So this is reflection. This is getting you to reflect actively on how you do and what you do. Once we finish that in 5 minutes, then I will go through some narratives with you. And then I will take as many questions that you may have at the end.
Mentioned that. Yeah, I like the fact that you mentioned that when you look at those scenarios, we know which one is the right answer, but which one will you normally do?
That's it. So it's not about the right answer, it's about telling yourself that this is where you can begin to use meta skills effectively, because you bring it to your consciousness, the right thing to do. You are now helping yourself to change behavior, so that when you are prone to doing it the other way, you are always able to tell yourself, that's not right, I need to change that. And then you can get help for yourself. I mean, we have ChatGPT this day. You can tell ChatGPT your situation, and it will give you advice on how best to deal with it. So this is a quiz that you can go back to and reflect on. So now it's 10 minutes past. I am going to ask you all to stop. Even if you haven't finished, you can continue while I'm talking, but I'm going to start talking. So for those that finish, you can do thumbs up if you're able to cope listening to me, because I want to make the best use of the 20 minutes that we have left. 10 minutes for me to quickly give a recap on universal skills, and the next 10 minutes for you to ask questions. So by then, most of you would have finished. Yes, I'm seeing some thumbs up coming up. Thank you. Okay. I hope Ada has been able to get into it, because Ada couldn't get into it before. So, universal skills. We are all in a world that is increasingly changing, and it's all influenced by technological advancement. And because we have to deal with these rapid changes, there are some universal skills that is essential for you to thrive in the ICT world. So meta skills is part of this universal skill. So the other three that I've covered, self-management, social intelligence, and innovation, they stand apart. But this universal skill is core that you must have that. So that's why, and it's about your digital intelligence. For those of you working in ICT, you have to have creativity. You have to be solving problems, and you have to have a critical thinking. When you understand this digital intelligence skill, whatever situation you're faced with in work, you are able to approach it that I'm expected to be creative. I'm expected to solve problem, and I'm expected to have a critical thinking mindset. So it's not about pulling back, it's about looking for solution. So in summary for that is that you have to be solution focused, not seeing a problem, but seeing a problem as a challenge. So the key things that you have to know with universal skills are the digital intelligence, that is your computational thinking. For those of you that are in ICT, understanding how machine works. So really, if you're trying to get into ICT and you're not keen on understanding how machine work, you can't go far because they all link up. And that's essential that you're able to do that. So your digital intelligence is very important. It's about exploiting your existing technologies and also leveraging on new technology that are coming. So that is the digital intelligence part of your universal skills. Meta skills is the second one, which I discussed with you. And this is about how you're able to adapt to changes. That's your self-management. You constantly have to adapt to changes. So this is why you have to understand your self-management in adapting to change, and any questions that may come, whether in an interview situation or in a meeting with your boss, or even when you are meeting with contractors or clients, you need to have that understanding of adaptability. You need to know how you are going to collaborate, that it is your responsibility to collaborate effectively, regardless of the diverse geographical nature of your work environment. And then constantly being innovative as well is something that is very important for you. The third thing that I will say, I don't know if you have students among you, maybe people doing their masters or people that are doing their PhD. It's important that you integrate the development of meta skills in your education. It's about you solving real world problems for your project, looking at things that will challenge you and will bring your meta skills together. It's about preparing for the dynamic world that you are going through the challenges that you have put yourself through in your education. So it's not about, that's why I say to people, if you're going to go for education, especially in ICT, it's not just about studying, it's about discovering the skill that will help you to stand out in work. The next one is work-based learning. If you haven't got a job and you're still looking for a job in ICT, I cannot overemphasize the need for volunteering. There are lots of volunteering virtual if you can't afford to transport, and even if they are far away, there are lots of virtual volunteering roles that you can do. All this would enhance your meta skill because you're having to collaborate, you're having to engage with people, you're having to be part of a problem solving, you're having to project manage. So really, if you don't have a job, volunteer and get involved and take roles and be conscious of the meta skills that you are developing through this process. The last thing there is be future focused. The workforce is about being futuristic I'm a careers advisor, and most of my colleagues are not keen to know about AI. But I use AI a lot in my work, and I'm always, because I'm from IT background, so I'm always looking out for things like that. So I'm just encouraging you that part of your meta skills is to be aware of what the employers are looking for in the future, what the policymakers are saying about. You need to be aware, listen to news, read the right media, and join the right networking forum, and then listen to the industry leaders. What are they saying? So that will be informing your own continuous learning and development where you go, and linking it back to your interest. Now, I want everybody that is there with me at the moment to have to pick up, if you can find a pen wherever you are, pen and a paper. A pen and a paper. And once you find your pen and a paper, just give me a thumbs up. I just want to know that you have a pen and a paper, and I'm going to give you a quick 1-minute task that you're going to do. So I just need thumbs up to show that you've got your pen and paper, because you need to write something on a paper. Just is a little thing that you're going to write. So I need you to have a pen and paper. Deji, you've got a question?
Oh, sorry, I'm just raising my hand. Yeah, go on.
You've done it. Okay, thank you. I need to see thumbs up from people that have done it, so I know that more people have got pen and paper. Okay, thank you, Doinsola. Adegbero, thanks. Yeah. Okay, so you've got pen and paper. I want you to write your name, your full name, with your other hand. Your full name, write it with your other hand on that piece of paper. It's a 1-minute exercise. And then tell me the emotions that comes with doing that. If you have to write an essay with your other hand, tell me how that will make you feel. So please, you can just type a word that comes to your mind. Frustrated, yes, okay. Any other word? Thank you, Hada. Any other word that is coming to people's mind that would, if you have to write an essay, difficult, okay, and exhausting, okay, doesn't feel right, okay, all right, challenging, okay, 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 that's interesting. Now, I want you to understand that little exercise, some of you are living like that. If you do not play to your strengths, that is exactly what you're doing. But when you play to your strengths, I went to 3 different universities. I did 3 postgraduates. The last one that I did, the careers advice, was the first time ever in my life that I enjoyed education. And that was because everything they were teaching us, it was just like I was in a conference that I didn't want it to end. I was just enjoying, hey, is that why that thing happens like that? No wonder. I was just wanting to know more and more and more. Whereas when I went to do IT, my master's in development and application of information systems, oh my God, I was just there because I know at the end of this 1 year, I will get paid. Yes, I did make the money, but I was never enjoying my job. And I'm so glad that I got out of it. Tedious. Thank you for that. Tedious. I'm so glad I got out of it, because I would not have been able to cope with the pace of change that is happening in IT. And I'm telling you that in the career world, the pace of change is so much, especially post-COVID. Things have changed for us as careers advisor. We've come more to the limelight. In England now, they have England skills England, which we have had in Scotland for a while, and that's really helped. So But I'm coping with that. Actually, I'm ahead of those changes. And it makes me feel very good within myself. So I am saying to you, the meta skills that I've shown to you, go back to those slides. I send the link to you. You have the video and identify where you are good. For the self-management, know all the bits that are in self-management that you know this one, I don't struggle with it. It comes naturally. So when you have your own self-management that you know that you're good in, and then you look at the social intelligence where you know you naturally get on well, be honest with yourself. That's the second one. The third one is innovation. You will see one or two of the breakdown that you are good in. Put it together. When you put those three different elements together, when you are now looking at jobs, when you are reading what they need to do on those jobs, you would know for yourself if this is an area you are going to struggle because it doesn't come to you naturally. So you don't want to be writing with the other hand. Many of us are doing this. I always wish I had done what I am doing at the beginning of my life. Adewale is saying it's weird. Yes, it's weird. And that's how it feels when you are doing jobs that doesn't feel right for you. So that is the thing I want to say to you. I'm going to move to the question side, but I'm going to leave you with these three reflective questions. I'm going to copy them. I'll read them out, but I'll copy them and put them in the chat so that you can think about them. I'll just put them in the chat for you. So they are reflective questions for you to ponder on so you can copy them for yourself. So the first one is the self-management. How do you ensure you stay focused and adaptable while learning and implementing new technologies? Now, if you know that your mind is never there, then you need to be honest with yourself because ICT is wide. The digital world is so wide that you can look for the area where your skills would be celebrated. You can look for that area. And there is so much scope for different skills to still thrive within the ICT world. Social intelligence. How effectively do you collaborate with others in resolving technical or organizational challenges? I have to be honest with you that I thought I was a team player all my life, but I realized later that I work better on my own. I had to face that reality. And that's why when I was choosing a career, autonomy was so important to me that I can do things in my own style. So you need to tell yourself, do you cope well or do you struggle with collaborating with people? If you struggle, then you need to be looking at how to enhance that skill and how to make sure that the need for collaboration is not an everyday thing for you. It's something that you need to do once in a while so that it doesn't become stressful. The last one there is innovation. What was the last time you creatively solved a complex problem? And what tools or process help you to achieve it? So you have to think because as an IT person, you should always be creating new things. You should be solving problems. That's what you're supposed to be doing. So that's my narrative on universal skills. It brings everything together. And now I'm happy to take questions from you on some of the things that we've done, some of the questions that you may have. This is a good time for us to take the question, and I'll ask DJ, and if anyone wants to contribute to the question as well, they can do it. So questions?
For me, I've never seen that aspect actually, how you kind of put the analogy about the left hand writing actually because it's really frustrating. It's not only that it's annoying.
So, no, that's it.
Yeah. And to now relate that with your strength, which I totally agree, right? So most of us we do something very, very easy and then we complain about the others. So I think we just need to concentrate on those ones that we can do in our sleep. If you remember many years ago, right? I'm not sure it was you or Bro Henry had the discussion, and I told her, and I don't know why that was around 2010-ish, and I said, to be honest, the job that I do, I don't know why they are paying me because I can do it in my sleep, and I
I
can.
was at that time when you were doing that, DJ. I was dreading what I was doing. You
All
know that I
right.
was working with Redeem. I was practically doing Redeem job than being at my job.
No, yeah, yeah. It was that, to be honest, because as I was telling myself, I can do without being paid actually, because it was my comfort zone that I had to even I was taking a lot, even more than what is required anyway. Because when I'm a innovative person and I like challenges as well, so it gave me that motivation to solve things, right? And I just want to kind of solve it, yeah. So, but of course, there are other bits that, yeah, we might struggle about. So at the point, I've learned to let them go. So,
I
thank you. Yeah.
I didn't realize that, we were never taught all those things. DJ, you remember that even I was doing this career guidance before I went to before I went back to go to career school.
Yeah, like I told people, you're my first
I was
mentor.
always doing it. It's
Yeah.
just that you cannot practice in the UK without the qualification. So I thought, oh, let me go and do the qualification. And it was the best course I ever enjoyed in my life. I even created a model. My focus model was created as a project because I took it as a real project that I had to create a solution. Does anyone else ask a question here that they would like to ask? Yes. Prep major. Yes. Prep major.
Hi, thank you. So I just wanted to ask if I have the right summary here. So the summary is like know your strengths, be aware of your strengths, focus on those, explore your strengths, build upon your strengths. Also, at the same time, identify your weaknesses, decide which one you need to let go of and which ones you need to improve. Oh, have I
Yes.
got that right? Okay, thank you.
Yes, you've got that right. That's it. You've
Okay,
got that right.
thank you.
Yes. Focus. I work in schools and we tell young people when they are struggling with a particular subject, you know what happens when they are struggling with a particular subject? They spend more time on that subject at the expense of the one that they are really doing well. So, really, that time they are spending on the one they are struggling with will impact on the outcome of the one they enjoy if they are given it more time. So it's part of the thing we are having to tell them that if you know that you're putting the effort and you're not getting it right, don't worry about that subject. Spend more time on what you're enjoying. If all you're enjoying is biology and because you want to be a doctor, you're struggling with chemistry, focus on biology, work on biology, and that can take you into the path that you want to be. So that applies to everyone that is here. Identify your weakness, accept the weakness, then assess how much you need that thing in your life, or what are the alternatives that you could do with your strengths. That's something that you should look out for. Thank you for that summary, Prep Major. DJ,
Yeah, I wanted to ask because we need to balance this. At what point does this one now turn to not able to improve on your weakness, because some people might say, okay, yeah, I just need to focus on my strength, and then you let your weakness, you left it completely, right?
Okay.
Which can sometimes even erode the success that you've done in your strength. For instance, someone to say, yeah, anger is my weakness. I'm not going to focus on it. But I know that I'm innovative, right? But eventually, when you get angry, you use that to spoil every other thing, right? So at what point do we need to kind of draw the line to say you still need to uh undo your weaknesses or improve on your weaknesses, and of course your strength is okay? What, yeah, do you get my point?
Yeah, I get your point.
You want to kind
Yo,
of draw the line in this.
yes. What's important is that when you identify your weakness, you want to do a cost benefit analysis of the weakness. For example, I don't like collaboration so much, and that stems from when I was in IT world. But now in career, because I'm sometimes ahead of people, and when you are telling them I don't have the patience to deal with that. However, I need to collaborate to survive in my career. So it's not a weakness that I can give up. So I make sure that I know this, I know how to fake it. You understand what I mean? And I don't stress myself over the fact that I do not enjoy collaboration. I think it stems from cultural issue. It stems from past experiences. You understand what I mean? That you that might affect the way you're dealing with people. But if you are good at what you're doing, then I make sure that I do enough for me to present myself well in any situation. So you have to identify that weakness, know how much you need it, how important is it for your career. If it's not so important for your career success, you can learn it as personal development, that you can challenge yourself to do it, but not at the expense of developing yourself to the maximum that you can be in your strength area. So never let the development of your weakness stop you from maximizing your strength potential. Because when you maximize your strength potential, you may be able to contract out your weaknesses. You may be able to delegate your weaknesses, because your strength will take you to the highest places, and then you start delegating, you contract out, you subcontract, and that makes life easier, and AI will do things for you as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I think I've put my quotes there for you to summarize the meta skills. If at any time in the future, DJ and Lady P, you want to invite me, I will be happy to come. That brings us to the end of the meta skills that I wanted to share with your team, but I will be away from 2 weeks time to Nigeria for a month. And while I'm in Nigeria, I would not want to engage with the UK. You understand what I mean? I'm sure many of you will